Hello there and welcome to the Backstage show. My name is Phoebe and today I have a very special guest with me. He's one of the finest creative pioneers in the live music industry, a legendary audio engineer, and one of the best concert producers in the whole of West Africa and Africa at large, a mentor and trainer of many, the CEO of Nigeria's best live production company, Azusa Productions, and of course, a backstage legend and the newest doctor in town. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the backstage my very own mentor and boss, Dr. Edward Sunday. Hello, sir.
Hi,
First, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
First, let me just say congratulations again on
Thank
your
you.
doctorate degree.
Thank you.
Everything leading up to this point, it's been a long time coming. In the industry,
You can say that again.
almost over 30 years now.
You can say that
Wow.
again.
Some of us were not even born then. But it's like I feel like this is one of like a monumental moment for you. And how does it feel to be honored with a doctorate degree in concert production and music entertainment right now?
Yeah, I think it's not coming. Long overdue.
Yeah.
Let me put it that
Yeah.
way. Yeah. So for me, it shows that hard work of those years has finally paid off. So
You're one of the people I know that pushes for excellence every time. And that's a big inspiration and encouragement for me to see that there's somebody ahead of me who has paved way for so many like myself and who is always pushing to be at the forefront, always pushing for excellence. What's your biggest inspiration? I know Nigeria does not inspire anybody because really there's been a long time during times that you probably have thought of giving up. What's your biggest inspiration and what are the things that have kept you up to this moment to like say,
working on the job now. So the outcome gives you relief that you've tried, you've done your bit and
Yeah.
things. So for me, the next job should be better than the previous one. So for me, it gives me that push that okay, excellence is my watchword, and I'll go after it.
That's it. Never settling for less.
Never settling for less.
That's amazing, and
Yeah.
that's something to always aspire for. And that for me,
Yeah.
I know that I've worked with you closely, but I'm saying this here for everybody to know that you're one of my biggest encouragement and biggest inspiration in the industry because really. Thank you for giving me the platform to do some of the things I do right now. If you are seeing a lot of backstage with Phoebe and a lot of things that I do, this is one of the biggest people. This is one of my biggest support and my biggest encouragement. And
Hallelujah.
glory to God. So I just wanted to like ask, in the number in the let's not say long years that you've been in the industry, have you ever had any challenges, and what do you see differently from when you started? Now let's talk in terms of the quality of production and the quality of tech going on because I know it's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, things they've moved from, from basically analog to digital world. I remember then that one of my friends called me from UK last week. I was saying, Eddie, I remember that time that we want to go for events in the early night in the 90s. We want to go for events and we'll go with one analog mixer and you say you want to capture the choir, the event at large, and you record, you take it to the studio, you do overdub, you do everything, and you push it out. Then now, how does it feel to do the same thing? I was like, then it was like in the olden days that you have to task your brain, try to come up with things that might seem very, very impossible. But now, if you are doing such a thing, you don't have to think about it because so many
Tech is
things,
there.
the tech is there, so many things are there. You have your IOs,
Like
you have your
plug and play
enormous.
now.
Yes, you can do anything. In fact, you can even sleep while doing them.
Your stuff.
Now you can capture your audio, capture the moments,
Immediately.
mix, master, and do
At the
everything
same time.
straight. Then I remember that if I worked on a project and I want to render. Let's say this the project is about 5 minutes and I want to render. I'll have to go to the studio at about 8 p.m. start the rendering process, and sleep.
Wow.
Yes, and sleep. So I wake up around 5 a.m. The 5 minutes project is still rendering.
Wow.
Yes, I have to wait till around 6 a.m. before the rendering will just
I mean,
stop
and
for a
today we
5 minutes. For
wow.
a 5 minutes project. Whereas today you can
Almost
have
1 hour within
we,
1 hour
you can
for a
1
very
hour is
long
too much.
project.
You can have 8 hours of, let me say, 99 tracks, different tracks of 8 hours, and render everything within few minutes.
That's the power of technology.
And some gadgets you might want to use for this, for that, then there was no way you could get all those things. But now you can get anything,
Yes.
wireless, anything that will make your production
Better.
worthwhile. Yes.
I feel good to be born at this age, because I can't imagine how you did it back then. Because seriously, having to go wait, and we're the generation
No.
that we don't have patience. I don't even have patience for
I
stuff like
remember
that.
one. I remember one that I was playing in Decca Studio. I was playing the drums. That was in the 90s, I guess. Yes, I was playing the drums. So on the drums, they were we had different booths for the drummer, for the bassist, singers, and everyone talking drummer. So while I was playing, and in that type of recording, if you are, let's say you are doing, then we used to do long play, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and things like that. So when you are playing and it gets to, let's say you are doing a 20-minute project
Recording.
recording, and it gets to 90 minutes, and someone makes a mistake, you are starting all over.
Mad. Oh.
You're starting all over. No, that's okay. Yeah, we are punching. Yeah, do this one. You're starting all over.
Not like you can cut and say, okay, let's
So
start from here.
honestly, so we're recording and we got to about 80 minutes. Invariably, I was on the drums and the headphone. I swear that the headphone was dropping from my ears. I was like, Jesus. And I was playing the drums. The next thing I noticed that is what the one ear has gone already. So the other ear was just dropping, almost dropping to my neck. So I was like, how do I do it now? Won't I spoil the
whole
whole
recording.
recording? I was like, what do I do? I just looked at the keyboard and the drummer. They were looking at me. They were like, oh wow. I was like, what do I do? And I saw the talking drummer. And I saw him playing passionately and looking at the singers. They were dancing. I was like, okay, can I make this one my cue? I said, okay. Before I could say Jack, the headphone dropped. So what I did was, I was not looking at the talking drummer with the lady dancing in front of the talking drummer. So that was what I used as my loop, as my guide. So when we finished the song, because it was about 18 minutes something, almost 19 minutes, and the song was about 21 or thereabout. When we finished, all of them just came to me. They just carried me that you are the man. I said, how do you do? I said, I was just looking at drum. I was like, what should I do? You understand? But now you can do anything.
Seriously.
You can do anything. You can capture. You can do anything.
That's like very incredible to see that technology has really advanced production to the extent that everything can just be done within seconds, within milliseconds, and within hours. And then, so now let's come to you. You have produced a whole lot of world-class productions, concert productions I can think of.
I've tried.
I've
tried.
Say small level. Hey, God, no. Hey, okay. All right, but and then not to talk about one of them, which is majorly one of the biggest on a world-class standard. That's one of the biggest we've ever had in Nigeria and even in West Africa, and that's the Fearless concert production. And you've been a producer for like from the inception. I think from 2016.
Yeah, from 2016 up till now. But I was not around. I was not there for last year.
Last year was a virtual, so it wasn't really a big production.
Yeah, it was my friend that handled that title, so I was not around.
So
last year.
I worked closely with you in 2017 and 2018, and then from 2017 downward. So, and I know that 2018 we had over 12,000 people capacity of the audience, and then the crew members were about close to a 150, and then there was a tour that you had to go with. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the year that they had the tour.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, it's been, let's fast forward for me. I
Okay.
probably know how it works, but for our audience and for the people who are just watching and don't know what goes on behind the scenes for
True.
this level of production, let's fast forward to 2021, which
Okay.
is the major one that we just finished.
Okay.
We had over 150 production crew
members.
and I don't know how were you able to pull off that kind of production with the number of people that were working on different things and all. Let's just talk about production planning, the planning
Okay.
process and everything from the beginning. Like how to stage that kind of production and pull it off. What do you think are, I mean, kudos to you.
Well, for that kind of production, okay, so if you're going into any into production like that, the concert producer, you must have a concert producer.
Yeah.
The mistake most people make is they do events, they do concerts without having a concert producer, someone that oversees everything. So they just go to get a company that hires sound out. So they just hire sound, hire screen, hire this one, hire that one. So, but basically, you need a concert producer. So what he does is he is the one that works with the lighting, who works on the lighting, the sound, the screens arrangement, the stage, camera placement, positioning, everything that has to do with the concert.
Majorly to map it out.
To sort out everything so that everybody has the blueprint they can actually work with. So, and the concert producer works with a number of people, production manager, director, lighting director, mapping guy. That's the guy that works on the screen. Yes, then the DOPs, the camera guys, stage designers, you know. So
it's a lot.
It's a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good if you are doing project like that. You need to have good people around you. Yeah. Thanks to you. We're the production manager. So you're able to work with the directors, everybody. So you're able to coordinate and make sure everybody. So if you have a good production manager, he or she helps the producer. Yes, and actually helps on the production because the producer might not
a whole lot of things calling
calling this, calling that. You might have one or two things to do. So the production manager is the one that gets all the directives from the concert producer. Yeah. So now he or she runs with the directives. Yes, giving them what to do, making sure this is set, making sure that is set. Because for events, that's where you may see, because we've done some productions that at the editing stage now discover that the camera guys
just dropped the camera.
They just dropped the cameras and they were dancing. And they were dancing. Some of them carried camera and they were, they were feeling the song, so they were not able to.
The shots were not.
So you need to. That's why comms is actually very, very so that you can monitor. You can monitor all of them. You can stay on their necks. The light guy, because they need to understand the mood. That's why working with these people over time, they know what you want. For some of them, you don't have to tell them that this is what I want. They understand already.
I mean, a lot of them had worked with us for
shows.
And then tell us about, because a lot of people feel like, to stage this kind of production, it just takes maybe like, we can just say, if I have the money and I can call people within 1 day, 2 days, I can. Tell us how the whole process of the rehearsals, the things that we had to do before.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
That process.
Because if you want to achieve something good, you have to. There must be series of rehearsals. Yeah. So rehearsals with the band, then rehearsals with the camera guys. Yeah. That's why I liked him. So he's a detailed person too, as in very, very detailed. Yeah. He knows what he wants. Yeah. So
shout out to Uncle Tim.
Yes. So he knows what he wants. So if he's arranging a particular song, he knows that at this place, I want to see this guy cry. I want to see the emotions from these people.
I mean, like the scripts, the show.
You understand? So already he has the script already. So as a good concert producer, so what you need to do is to work with the script and make and help him actualize that.
what he
putting
wants
in
to
your
achieve.
own expertise and actualizing that. So before you can do that, that means the camera guys will have to come for rehearsals. Possibly the mapping guys will have to come for rehearsals so that he can see the mood of the song. He can see the light guys, the light guy too, the lighting director. So he needs to be at the rehearsal so that he can check for the ambience. Then he can take notes. Everybody will have to
Yeah,
you have
watch
to take
and then
notes.
take notes.
So from there, you can say, okay, from this one, okay, you need to do a transition of the mood so that it takes us from here to here. Then if you're doing a song that has to do with maybe mood, like the mapping guy needs to understand. So he must replicate that mood on the screen.
True.
So everything
Yeah,
everything actually works together.
it's a synergy.
Is a synergy of light, screen, stage, sound, visuals.
visuals
So
and
everything must
even the
must-
band.
everything must work together as one. That's why if you're doing your intro and you want to, you can make people, you can wow people with your intro. You can make them, you can make them go wow, and you can make them just sit down and say, okay, what is this?
What are we expecting?
So the experience you give them will actually make them want more.
That's amazing. So you guys can see that there's a whole lot that goes into production from the planning phase down to the production phase. So now, I mean, let's do a little bit of tech talk now.
Okay.
When it comes to the fearless production.
Okay.
I'm just going to highlight some of the places, and then you talk about some of the jazz that we use. Let's start with from the stage design first.
Okay.
I mean, the dimension of the stage, I think, is one of the biggest, widest stage that we actually used. I think was this year's own bigger than last year's own? In a way,
I can't remember. Okay, this year and 2 years ago.
Yes,
actually,
2 years ago. Yes.
I can't remember, but I know we both events. I think we had about almost 80 feet
wide. I mean, you
wide.
can see how massive that is.
Yeah.
I mean, so
feet wide.
Yeah, and then I know that we used one of the latest technology for this particular concert.
Oh, yeah.
And let's talk about the sound system for both FOH and monitor.
Okay. I think we used Waves LV1.
Emotion.
Yeah, Emotion. So we actually used 3.
Yeah,
we used for stage mix, we used for FO8 mix and the broadcast mix. So on stage, we had I had Joshua.
Yeah.
Yes, I call him Professor. I like the guy. I call him Prof. Yeah, so he was on the stage and he did marvelously well. Amazing.
He's a cool guy to work with.
He is. So I like him and I like the guy. So he did very well. So on the FOH, I think I was on the FOH with Collins. Yes. So because sometimes I need to dash off to go and sort out something. So so I need to see to the light, see to this to the video and things like that. So Collins was there. Then for the broadcast, then we had the amazing Tayo.
Good see.
Yeah. So it was on the broadcast. So with that and using the same kind of mixer, so it gives us that flexibility in connection, flexibility.
How many inputs did we eventually use? I think
we used up to 60.
Yeah, 68 or 72.
Yes, about 72.
Audience mics and
about 72 channels that we used.
And the Waves console is about 128.
128, yes. Actually 64, but 64 stereo, but you can do mono 128.
Okay, so let's talk about the stage dimension, especially for the LED displays and
all. This year we're blessed having Bolaji. Shout out to Bolaji. He was one that designed the stage. Yeah, he's a fantastic man. So he helped us out with the stage arrangement, with the screen arrangement, and everything that you have on that stage, the placement of this and that. So he was one that helped us out with the screen and the stage arrangement. So I think this year we had about I think the length of the stage should be about maybe about almost 80 feet. Long. Yeah. So thanks to Bolaji for that, and we were able to do at least because of the dance and movement on
Yeah,
stage.
and
We needed that space.
I mean, it was
Yes.
because of the first performances were more of
Yeah,
drama,
more of
and then you're
drama.
moving
Yeah,
around and
moving
all.
around.
I
Yes,
mean, that's a huge stage actually,
it is.
very huge.
It is.
And now let's talk about the sound system. This year, I think most of the ones that we've been doing, we use a mixture of in-ear monitors and
Yeah,
also
wedges.
wedges.
Yeah.
So this year we used about almost I can't even remember anymore how many in-ear monitors did we actually
How many
use.
in years? Let me see.
We
Maybe
had about
about
13 or almost 20.
yes. I think we had everything was about maybe 17 or thereabouts in years.
And they were all short.
Sure.
Actually,
Yeah,
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 wow. I
yeah.
mean, that's
Everything was
that.
that sure.
Now let's go to videos.
Okay.
The camera placements. And then why I just wanted you to mention how many cameras that we use that were
Okay.
used, and why did we need to
To use
like
up
use
to
up to those cameras?
okay.
What's the end goal for
Okay. I
that?
think we used let me see. We used about 16 in all. Yes, actually 4 GoPros and 12
I heard this.
Sony X7.
S7 for all.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we use Sony 7. We use 12 numbers of that. Then we use 4 GoPros. Yeah, the reason why we need that is because of the complexity of the performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to make sure that the people at home, people that actually
Okay, because
that'll
we
be
did
looking
live.
at it.
There was live streaming. Yeah,
Yes,
so I
yes.
can see the reason
So the
why
people that
that
will be
was needed.
that will be looking at the final product, they must feel what anybody in the hall
Was
feels.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, so they must have that same experience. So what we need to do is to capture that
The
moment
moments.
and the memories. So in doing that, so we had to deploy about 12 cameras for the master see
Yeah.
and the other master wide, then the profiles. So
Yeah.
so we had the profiles, then we have the roving on the stage. Apart from the roving for the
For the
audience, yes. So then we now had the GoPros for the drummer,
And I think there
guitar,
was a steady
bass.
cam also.
Yeah, Steadicam on stage. Yeah. So the in the performance there was a particular part that someone like the way Dr. Tim wrote the script. So someone will have to die. Yeah. So we need to pick that actually. So that's why we needed the Steadicam so they can give us that shot on the stage, then move around and watch the expressions of people crying, people wailing, and
Yeah.
things like that. So for me, yeah, because it's musical and
Yeah.
we have drama
And the
in
performance.
between
the
performance. So
production.
yeah, so in order to bring the two together, you need to make sure that everything is well covered.
Yeah, so that everybody watching, because I know that there were a lot of people watching live from home,
Yeah, yeah.
and they had. I mean, what because a lot of people are still looking for how to marry live events with the virtual event.
Okay.
What was the app? Do you remember the app that was used for the virtual live
Okay, I
experience
think
that was used to stream
to
live?
stream, yeah, what we did was it was not streamed for all. Because normally what we'll do is we'll put it on YouTube as we were doing the event. People can actually see if you're not there. So what we now did was we did like a ticketed online thing.
Yeah,
So you need to pay
to be able to watch.
before you can have access to that platform. So I think it was just out for people that paid and they enjoy themselves. Although we're still going to be putting everything
Some of
out.
the,
Yes. When we're done with all the post production and
all.
everything.
That's
yes.
another part.
That's another
Yeah.
part. Yeah. So with that, although we're done with the video, we're done with the audio too is ongoing.
Wow.
So yeah. So by the time we're done with that, so that's where I start pushing them on.
I mean, I can't from all the productions that we've seen, I can't really wait. I can't wait to actually see. I know most people can't wait to actually see the final product of what we've done.
Yeah.
So now there's one thing that I actually this production.
Okay.
It's funny for a lot of people don't know this, but we put this production off. I mean, within the setup within 3 to 4 days, which is something that I know that
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. And if you had it your way, how many days would you have preferred for us to put this kind of production?
Well, how many
off?
days would I have preferred? okay, let's consider Grammys or let's consider any Oscar.
Yeah,
They can't pull off such events in 2 days.
I mean,
You need to have like
almost a month.
Some people do 3 months. Some people
Yeah.
do a month. Some people do you understand?
Yeah.
Because with that you need to work on the singers and the musicians. They need to understand their environment. They need to understand the stage.
Yeah.
So we need to rehearse
Yeah.
right there, then do a test recording
Yes.
that everybody can see, we can watch, we can adjust this, adjust that, do all those pre-recording, pre this, pre that. But it's so sad.
I mean,
I've
because
been able to
we were
afford that in Nigeria. Those
yeah.
alls. No, 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 no. So that's why,
Yeah.
in fact, getting to set up like 2 days
I mean,
is
everybody
like,
was working like a horse
oh, it's like, you
at
understand?
some point.
It's like the best you can have for now, except you have that money to
Just
book
with,
maybe for
but let
like
me
a
just
week or
say this
two.
for you to be able to pull this off with the kind of, I want to like say you're let me just say you're on a level of a magician and a legend, because seriously.
That's why
And
you need
then
to have good
everybody,
hands
yeah,
around.
kudos to the team also, because
Yeah.
for us to be able to pull that off. And then that's why when I said that this is the best live production company, I wasn't joking, because not everybody could actually pull that off within 2-3 days. And I mean, what were the challenges? What were the major challenges you had? Because looking at a lot of people who are looking to go into concert
Yeah.
production, what are the challenges you had when it comes to staging productions like this? And what are the things that you've been able to do to overcome them? And just share some of your tips and processes.
Okay, for me, I would say I would say
done.
timing is like the biggest factor, because if you had say enough time or days to do your setup,
Yeah.
to check. Now, if I okay, let's say if I have like a week to do such a production, forget it.
I mean, we
Because
had
what you
that in
see
2018, I think so, or 2017.
no, yeah, 2017. Yeah, 2017, because we used
used
As
House
on
on the
Rock.
Rock,
So
and then
we
we
were
had
able to
access.
rehearse at the
Yeah.
venue, you understand? So in a way, everybody got used to the venue
Yeah.
and things. So we don't have to do like 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah,
So what we did was we were rehearsing there almost
I think 3 days in a week or 5 days in a week.
almost
Yeah.
4 or 5 days in a
Yeah.
week. Yeah, for about a month.
A month, yeah.
So with that, we had everything we needed. So we recorded, we heard everything, we did everything. So thank God, at least from there we were able to come up with Nara, 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 Kele, Nara,
And has
which
over
was
50 million views
yes,
now on
yes,
YouTube.
yeah, which was and it's very good.
Yeah.
So for me, I if I'm given enough time, so I would say we can do, because shows, so many things come up last minute.
Yeah.
So for you
true.
to make sure that okay, like Mike's feeling like
Yeah,
this
you have to
one,
just
doing this and doing that, make so for me, if everything is sorted, then the band can rehearse, can check.
everybody's
I love
relaxed.
sound checks.
Yeah,
They can
they're
check.
very
They
important.
can check today, check tomorrow. Then we can balance them some more. Then from there, we'll do a test recording or pre-recording. I love doing pre-recording. Do everything you want to do. Say 2 days before. Do it everything. Run from top to bottom to
Yeah.
record everything, video, light, everything. They know what to do. So when you're doing your event, everybody's just relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very, I mean, that's really very amazing. And then that's
Yeah.
one big important thing when it comes to timing. And then another thing that I see that could be a challenge, maybe I just want to get your input on this, is when it comes to production, a lot of people, why do we know that it costs a lot of money to pull productions like that together.
Yeah, it does.
But a lot of people don't value it that way. Especially when from the perspective of the performer or the artist, they don't want, why do you think people still don't want to pay for like pay for the actual production and make sure that
Yeah.
you want to get something of high
Good.
quality, and then you're paying for like something of, you're paying, let's say you're paying 10 naira for something of like, you want a $1 million stuff and you're paying like 10,000 naira for it. What do you think we can begin to do to enlighten people?
Yeah,
in
I
that
think
area?
is the orientation that people have that needs to change. Just like from okay, let's say I want to go to Ibadan, and I feel let me just take a Volkswagen will work, or a Passat will work, a 1965 Passat. Maybe just for me to maybe just for me to go
So
to
just
Ibadan.
go,
It's just no. So someone else says, okay, I'm going in 2020 Range Rover. Now, two things. both of you will get to Ibadan, right?
And you're both
But the
cars.
comfort and the luxury
And the
and
quality
the
of your
quality,
journey.
yeah, they can't be the same.
True.
The stress you would have, the person that goes with
The
Passat,
Passat.
you 90-65%. You can't compare it with the comfort or
Wow.
that the other guy will have. So that's one thing most people don't understand. You want to do an event, then the quality of your gears too, they matter. You are doing events, you have like CL5 with waves, sound great. You have Digico, you have LV1 waves that you're using. You have top-notch consoles. That's some of them because of the timber they have.
Yeah.
In fact, some of them at flat EQ, they will still sound very good. Let's compare that to someone. Let's compare that to someone that's using an X32 with Chinko speakers that you have to EQ, QQ before you can
Before
even
you
get
can get
something else
word.
from it. Now, how would you get the same effect? No.
At all.
So some people will tell you, we're okay with that one, or you don't have this money, we're okay with that one. Fine. It's that level. Maybe someday when they grow out of that level, they will see this other
I mean,
level.
my question is for the people who want the Range Rover and
They should know that for them to have that, they need to pay for it. Is that simple?
Yeah.
It's that simple
True.
because you can't want that and stay at this level. I want to get that. People that are paying, that are spending money,
They know
them
what
Tim
they're
Godfrey, them Sinach, all the guys, Ben, that are spending money, Samuel Puz, that are spending money doing great stuff. So what happens to them? So that means if you are spending money and getting that, you don't want to spend money and you want to get that. It's not possible now.
You can't have the same
You
results.
can't have the same results. You can't have the
Okay.
same results.
So now, guys, to stage a production like that, well, get your
And
money.
some people will use microphone. They will use a mic of maybe 7,005 as their lead mic. For instance, at Fearless, Sugar brought the mics we used. We used
Accent or
Accent. Yes, a mic is about maybe almost 2 million naira. A mic, and we used about 20 something mics.
Yes, like 4 leads and about 20 backup.
Yeah, we used about 20 something mics. So now check that. The list of the mics we had was QLSD.
Yes.
QLSD, which is about 500 and something thousand naira. That was the list. I had like 20 something mics. Now compare that to someone that wants to say, okay, I will just use one per mic. The lead will use the mic of 7,005. Then the backup will use mic of 1,002.
PG-58.
PG is even nice. If they say hello, the other guy that is using accent says hello, they can't sound same way. No, it's not possible. Definitely. So that's the way I see it.
I mean, so it takes a lot to do production like
it does.
that. Definitely. It does. And again, so let's move on to the mixing aspect, which is your area, especially when it comes to live music. A lot of people feel like they have to, I don't know, pack a lot of effects on their mixes. But I've seen you mix and I'm like, it comes. So what are your major tricks? What's the first thing that you would tell somebody who wants to like mix for a live show? What are the basic things that you need to take care of or to do first before you start going over to like effects and all the other things?
Okay. I would say two things. Two things. The first one is always cut. Don't boost. Always cut.
EQ,
on your EQs. Always cut rather than boost. That's one. Then the second thing is your plugins. Always use less. Now, what most people do is they want to achieve something, so they feel, okay, before I can do this, I need to use like 10 different plugins. No, it does not work like that. I have one of my guys in America. He's a fantastic producer there. He works as in he's a mixing engineer. So he called me sometimes and said, I've been stuffing up your materials since like early 2000, that I've been going through your mixes, going through your jobs, and I've discovered that your vocals, sometimes I want to achieve those vocals, and I ended up using about 8 different plugins three compressors, like two EQs, everything. I just laughed. He said, boss, why are you laughing? I said, because me, I don't use up to that, sir. He said, what? He said, but he heard this one, he heard this one. And I said, I don't know what you are hearing. No. I said, you are using 8, you are using 10 plugins. I said, me, sometimes I don't use more than 3. He said, what? I said, for me, standard rule, use less. If you can achieve something good with the less plugins, it works for me. So worst case scenario, if I have my signal, let's say on my vocals, I have my signal. First thing I have to do is to EQ and make sure it sounds right. Then I compress.
Okay.
I compress so that at least I'll be able to have the threshold set and everything set, my list set to tastefully. So I can have that. Then I put in some effects. I'm good to go.
Would you say that it's one of the things that is essential is getting your input right?
Everything must be right.
So because a lot of people would want to say, we'll go and treat it in mix.
A mix. No, you must get everything right. Everything right. You must get from your input. In fact, mistake most people make is their gain staging is so bad. Gain staging is so bad. Yeah. So they don't know how to. I will look at some. I'll look at some boards. What I'll see is red. I was like, there is this rule. No red. There must not be red. Everything must be green. If you can try and make sure everything is green, you have a fantastic sound. If everything is green, don't just make sure, okay, because you want this to be loud and you now push your gain. No, it does not work like that.
I know you're a very busy person, but I think we need to have like a proper, online course or something that, when can we expect something like that from you so that people can at least learn from the legend? I'm helping you people.
It is well. Oh.
You see, it is well. Don't worry, we'll get that information later.
It is well.
When I came to you that I wanted to do audio engineering, you were one of the few people who didn't even really give me any barrier or put any obstacle in my face. You were like, okay, you were ready to do this, let's go on. And that's one of the biggest, that's why I said that's one of the biggest motivation I've had till date, that I don't really see anything as a limit for me being in this kind of industry. And the thing is, would you say, because I know you have 3 beautiful girls, beautiful daughters, and I mean, would you say that that's one of the reasons why you always are out to support women and support anyone who wants to follow their passion and all?
No, personally, I feel if anybody has something they want to go by, a passion, I feel the best thing is to encourage the person and let the person see how you can help, see how you can work with the person and make the person achieve what he or she has in mind. For me, gender is, I don't see it as a barrier. I don't see okay, for instance, if you give me a lady that's a sound engineer that didn't go to any school. And maybe she just learned on the job. And you give me a guy that went to maybe SAE, for instance. The guy's supposed to know better, right? And I give both of them and maybe different events to handle. You handle this, you handle this. At the end of the day, the guy, maybe the clients now complained that the sound was feedback here and there, that was good. They kept on complaining. And the guy too, his manners and things like that. But if the lady, and they come back and give me good reports about the lady that didn't even go to any school, that just learned on the job. How was it? Everything was on point. There was no feedback. Everything was just clean, and we had a normal person. If who wants to employ, we employ the lady. I won't say because the lady does not have any certificate or any whatever. She learns on the job. You understand? This one has a certificate. No. I'm that kind of person that the lady, I'll work with the lady. Then she will do a certification and everything. She will have everything a year later. But on the job, she will be the one that I will employ.
I mean, the world is also moving into skills, what you can do. Skills are beating certifications now, hands down. And then that's really amazing. So now among your 3 daughters, which one of them do you think is coming into, The concert production. Are we
I
expecting to
don't
see a
know.
small Edward Sunday?
I don't know any one of them.
I
I
know your
can't.
little girl.
I,
She's always
yeah, she's
into
yeah
Tofuji is
connection.
always
Sometimes she
yes.
goes to the studio to help them with
Yeah.
connection and everything. Yeah, fine.
I
Or
mean,
anything they want to do is fine. I won't
I
say this
mean,
is what you have to do. No,
that's
it's
great.
fine. It's
That's
fine by
great.
me.
That's great. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
when you were talking about, you keep mentioning your wife as being your safe space. Why? I mean, that's one important thing that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Like to ensure that in that aspect when it comes to family and life, you
Yeah.
have somebody who can actually be the person who like the backbone.
Yeah.
When you duro.
Most of some people they put, but for me, I don't like flaunting my family like that.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Private
for me.
life is nobody's
Because
business.
I'm a private
It's
person.
nobody's business.
I'm a private
Yeah,
person,
true.
so I love doing my things, just like that. I don't like all the arivos and everything. So I just put. In fact, some people just tell me that we've not seen your wife before. I would say she's there now. Do you want me to call her for you? She's there, but she's doing her thing. You understand? And she's supporting.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might not be around. At least she's there with the kids and she's trying her bit.
Do you think that that's one of the strongest things that's really helped you with your career, to have somebody who
Yes,
who
for
really
me.
understands and
For me,
is
because you don't
space?
have to think about the home front in a way.
You're like,
I have to
you're
say
afraid that somebody
yes,
is angry or somebody is
so that place is settled, so everybody is fine, and then from
cool.
there you have that mind to do anything you want to do and make sure you go about your job and achieve what you want to achieve.
Kudos to her for being so supportive. What advice would you give to upcoming audio engineers that are coming up? Like, what are the key maybe life advice or career advice in business? What they should actually hold on to?
I've seen a couple of guys that what they want is money. How do I make money? How do I make money? How do I do this? How do I do that? There was a guy that came to me that said, I want to learn this. I want to learn. I was like, I can't take anybody now. The guy just said, I want to learn, please. He was on my neck. I said, okay, can come around. So we had one event. I told him, yeah, come. Let's go for this event so that you can see how things have been done. We went for the event. When we came back, the first thing the guy asked was that, she boss don't go pay us. Has he paid you? Oh yeah. So Alpha, when is he going? Boss has not sent money to me. You know that kind of a thing. I just told him, I said, I don't want to see the guy again, ever. Actually, two of them. So some of them, they don't know what it takes. What they want is fast money. Okay, let's make money now. They don't know the sacrifices that I have, the things I've given.
But you can't compare, because again I want to like stay on the devil's advocate in a way. The nation, the country, everybody is trying to like
survive, right?
Basic needs and all. Because I feel like if basic needs are out of the way, a lot of people would think of passion. But that's the country that we have right now. But then again,
when we started to, it was like that. See,
but back then the money was good though.
Forget it. Money was
the money was good.
Money was good, but how many people were going to? How many people were going to UK every day?
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
I have some people that then they could not even buy a plot of land, but now they have landed properties. If it was cheaper then, they could have bought it that time now. Because see, then too, I remember how many years I was in studio for. How many years? 10 years or thereabout. I can't remember. That I will not go home. I will just stay around, just work in the studio several times. That I will just make sure, okay, I do. Yeah, dedication. I will just make sure. Sometimes I will just feel, okay, I want to do this recording that they didn't even send me. I will say, okay, let me try and do it. I'll do this one, add this one to it, add this one to it. It's not sounding right. Why? Okay, I'll do this one, remove this one. At the end of it, I discovered that the more I kept on adding to it, I kept on spoiling it. So, but I had to learn.
Yeah.
And sometimes there was the money was not there. Okay. But I just had to believe that someday it will be better. It go better.
I mean, that's Nigeria's anthem.
Yeah, let's keep at it. But guys, nowadays, some of them, they don't have the basic knowledge.
Which is very important.
They don't have the basic knowledge. Some of them, they don't even know signal flow. As little as signal flow is. No, I've seen a couple. They don't even know signal flow. Theirs is just come and they'll come and okay, I'll come and mix for you. So they will just mix. If you tell them that okay, we need to send
Something is
signal
wrong.
to okay, where do we send signal to? Okay, as simple as sending signal for a live feed for online feed. So they don't know what to do. They'll say, okay, yeah, let's use boss. This one, let's use matrix. They don't know, okay, why do I have to use this? Why do I have to use that?
So that means that the patience to learn and dedication to the work is one of the biggest things
For me,
that everybody should
yes.
work on. Wow, thank you very much. So now let's go into trivia now. We have finished
Trivia.
quiz.
What trivia is that one?
We're talking
Quiz.
about sports now.
Sport. No, I'll fail. I don't know anything about sports.
What's the club you support? I
Well,
don't really know anything about
Barca,
sports.
but
so
since
Messi has
since they
moved.
were crazy and they allowed Messi to go, I potted.
So
I
you're
think
PSG now.
Messi is in PSG.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I think I should be yes, PSG now.
Okay, wherever Messi goes.
Yes, I follow.
Okay, apart from football, what other sports do you like?
What are sports? Maybe table tennis in a way.
Yeah, table tennis.
Maybe just in a way.
Just for recreation,
just for
for fun.
yeah,
Sorry.
just for exercise
For fun,
me.
right?
Yeah,
That's
it.
good. Okay, so I just whether you know sports or not, I'm going to ask you these
I'll fail you.
questions.
Okay,
No, you
I'm
might
warning
know
you.
it now.
Okay.
So it's just Premier League and then Champions
Premier.
League.
Okay. Okay, let's hear it.
All right. Which team won the first Premier League?
In Nigeria.
Premier League in
Oh,
Nigeria.
where? Premier League where?
League title in
I don't know
Europe
now.
Let me give you options. You can pick.
Okay, yeah, give me options.
Okay, Man City, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Which one? Okay.
Let me choose Manchester United. I don't know sports. I'm not good at sports.
Yeah, you got that one right now.
Are you serious?
Yes, Manchester United. Yeah, you got that one right. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so now this one, you should know this one.
Amen. I pray
Champions League.
Champions League.
Okay, so who has won the most Champions League titles? Like, who has won the most Champions League
options?
Options. This is where I'm going to fail too because I don't.
Most Champions League titles.
Mado. Okay. Chelsea, Barca, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. I don't know.
Option. Mado, you got it.
I got it again.
Yeah, you got that one.
Miracle. That's all of it.
One more.
Oh God.
It's simple now. You know this one.
Okay. I pray so. I pray so.
Top goal scorer in Champions League of all time. Top goal scorer.
I don't know that one. No. Top goal scorer.
He's not Messi, shall or you know now.
He's not Messi. He's not Ronaldo. If he's not Messi, he will be Ronaldo now.
Ronaldo. Which of the Ronaldos?
I don't know.
Ronaldo?
Okay. We have two Ronaldos, right?
Yes. Now, do we have two Ronaldos?
We have two Ronaldo and
which one?
Delima Ronaldo.
Which one?
Me, I would say C. I don't know. I'll just say C Ronaldo.
I should say final answer.
Final answer, C Ronaldo.
I'm already giving you clue already. No.
Are you sure?
He's the one.
Oh,
C Ronaldo is the greatest of all time. Top goal scorer.
So what happens to no, it should be Messi. Why now?
No.
They are great guys anyway.
Yeah, they're
great
guys.
Great guys.
So yeah, and we're done with the trivia. Thank you so much for joining me on the Backstage show today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for paving the way for a lot of people like me and a lot of people out there. And we just want to say, keep going, keep shining your light. We're so honored to have you as one of the backstage legends in the industry. And because of you, a lot of us feel like, okay, we can go long term in this industry. And thank you so much. God bless you.
Thanks for having me.
And God bless your family. And God bless your business.
Thank you
so much. Thank you, Dr. Edward.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching the Backstage show. And if you enjoyed what you just watched and would like to see more, please go ahead and subscribe below. Hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share with your friends and frenemies. And I would also love to hear from you and also know what you think about the Backstage show. So leave me a comment and also just reach out to me on Instagram, send me a DM, reach out to me. And thank you so much once again. And until next time, keep winning.
Backstage.